Hello, it's Lenny Magill with the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop right here in San Diego, California. And today I want to show you another light, weapon light, that I like a lot. I've liked it a lot for a long time, but it's now even better. And the reason it's better is because it's brighter. It's really incredible what they've done here. It's the Inforce AP or light. It's APL, they call it. They now have a new version that I want to show you. But what they did is interesting. They first came out with this full-size version. And you see the size of it right here, okay? So it's full size. It still takes one battery. But it's now, what they did is, when it originally came out, it was 200 lumens, which is bright. But now the same package, same profile, is 400 lumens, which is pretty darn incredible. In fact, I like to joke you can actually start a campfire with this. That's not true, but it is pretty darn bright. So let's talk about this real quick, and then we'll also talk about the new one that they came out for the smaller guns. This being their compact. So it is the APL C version for compact, C for compact. And it is on a Glock 19. I've already got it pre-mounted on the Glock 19. You'll notice what's very nice about this light is got paddles on either side. Now the C version and the new full-size version have a new texture right here on the actual paddle, the paddle switch. And that paddle switch is the on-off. So I can access it from either side with the left or right hand. Oh, let me go ahead and get it on. There it is, and off. I can access it either way, with my trigger finger, and I'll show you basically once we get there. But they put this new texture on there, which I find is very nice and tacky and pretty cool. But what I like about this light the most is this big paddle. Certainly there's a lot of lights on the market. The price point of this is good. There's no laser involved, but it's 400 lumens, and it's got a big fat paddle. And to be honest, I think it's probably one of the best lights. Darn robust, it's like a little tank, okay? So here's how we put it on. Basically, first what I've done is I've gone in here with my handy-dandy gunsmith screwdriver, and I have loosened the screw a little bit. That allows this side panel to have a little bit of play. So now, instead of sliding this on the rails, what I'm going to do is kind of angle it or just clip it on, but keeping in mind that I want this little block of steel right here, this post of steel, to intersect with the cutout on the bottom of the Glock rail, and or any gun, really. It's going to fit any gun with rails. Of course, it's the GlockStore, so we're talking about Glocks. But any gun with rails, this will fit onto, because that helps lock it in place. So what I'm going to do is just kind of make sure that this is wide open, come in here and just angle this thing on, making sure that that block fits right into the rail there, and it does, so it's not going to slide around. Now, once it's on the rail, then I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up, again, with my trusty gunsmith quality screwdriver, and get it all tight. And, again, not kill it. Now, one of the things that I've noticed over the years is people say, when I put a light on my Glock, it doesn't cycle properly. And so we, say, well, gee, let me try it. We try it, and they say, oh, no, it's fine. What's going on? What we've noticed is that people will crank these screws down so tight that they actually creak the frame a little bit. So be careful with that. We just want to be finger or hand tight. I don't want to muscle like a gorilla and actually get this thing to start to deform the plastic, which will in turn interfere with our harmonics and the trueness of the slide. So if you put a light on there and you notice that it's not cycling properly, you got two things to think about. One, did you tighten that too much? And two, if you're shooting lighter loads or reloads, sometimes the mass of that light will also interfere with the cycling of the slide. Typically, it doesn't happen with factory-grade ammunition, but it could, and there's something to think about. Sometimes just the weight of that will not operate properly with the lighter loads. The trick to that is to get a lighter spring that'll allow it to cycle better. So there's a couple little tricks involved in that. So again, first and foremost, just don't kill that screw and get it to the point where it actually, like I said, tweaks the frame or bends the frame a little bit. So now there it is on, and you can see it's a pretty tight package. This is the full-size version. And this is, of course, a Glock 17, and it's a Gen 5 17. So those of you asking yourself, well, will it fit a Gen 5? Yes, it will. It'll fit a Gen 3, Gen 4, and Gen 5 now. So this light is designed for all the Glocks. The on-off function is either here with your index finger or over here with your thumb. And I kind of find the thumb is going to be my best. I'm going to ride my finger right here where I normally do, up along the slide, or it should be the frame up here, right just under the slide. And then I'm going to use the thumb to on off the light. So tactically, here's how it works. Come up, and this is designed this way. So if you hold the paddle down and then let it goes off. If you tap the paddle, it stays on. So typically, from a tactical point of view, hence there's someone you're shooting or someone's shooting at you, you don't want them to see you, but you want to flash them with a light and then flash off. That does two things. One, it identifies the target, and two, when you flash off, their eyes are adjusting to this light and they can't see as well in the dark. Gives you a chance to move out of the way to have a little bit of tactical advantage. And again, because the light is shining in their face, their iris, kind of shuts down, and as soon as the light goes off, then they can't see as well because they don't have as much light coming into their eye. Hence, gives you a chance to move laterally and get a better position, get a better vantage point, and maybe not even have to shoot a shot, which is what you always want to do. Don't want to really shoot anybody, do we? So all that said, this is the full-size version, which is pretty phenomenal, and the new version is 400 lumens. So this is kind of an upgrade because, again, when they first came out with this, it was 200 lumens. But again, like I said, this one has been so popular because, again, the price point's great. It's a great, robust light. Even at 200 lumens, it was a great package. They then said, well, you know what? A lot of people don't like the way it fits on the Glock 19. It just sticks out too far. So hence, they came up with this C version. Now I've got this one mounted, and it mounts a little differently. What I did with this guy, C being the compact, is I've got it mounted so that this screw, it doesn't have the same mounting system there. It actually is a rod that goes through all the way. And this rod, as you can see, comes out like so. This rod intersects with the cutout on the slide. Now, when I first put it on, I thought, well, it looks a lot better back here, and it really does. It does work. Doesn't really want to go on this left side as much. On this side over here, though, should I say the left side over here, I'm actually getting a lot better play. But I'm afraid it may vibrate itself off. It seems like it's pretty tight, because what's going to happen now, if I push it back all the way, this screw doesn't go in because it's not intersecting with that channel that's in there in the bottom of the frame. So if I go and show it to you again, what we're looking to do is put this screw right through here. So it kind of locks it in place. Now, again, my curious side is, well, it doesn't quite look as good if I flush it up like so. But I would say, knowing what I know about Glocks and about guns in particular, the shooting and the vibration will probably walk this thing right off over a course of time. So what we want to do is we want to bring this thing back out a little bit, and get it lined up where it just goes ahead and intersects with the piece right there. And then it goes in, and oops, there it is right there. Okay, so it's going to stick out just a little bit. Now I'll screw this into place. And there it is. Now, both sides work well. Still access with my thumb. Same concept. If I want to flash someone, hold and let go. If I want to let it go on, tap and let go and let it stay on. Either way. Now this one is 200 lumens, obviously a little smaller. So they, had to rework their electronics somehow to make it 200. But this is also a really great little package. And again, it's locked on there. It's not going to come any further back. It's not going to walk itself off because of this screw locking itself onto the slot under the frame. So these are the APL lights. We sell a ton of them. They're from Inforce. I mean, we've got good pricing on them. It's the type of thing where if you're looking for a light only and you want something really robust, this is a good solution. Now, the question you may ask yourself, well, what about a holster? Well, we do make holsters for these combos. So if you've got a 19 and you want to get the small version, hey, give us a call and we'll be able to make a holster for you. Same thing with a 17. We'll make a holster for you. It is a custom holster. We do make them to order, right, left-handed, different colors, different styles. But give our guys a call, and we can also not only sell you the light, but a holster package as well, so you get the whole thing at one time. All right, so that's it's a good light. Like I said, the other thing I do want to mention, it is also available in FDE. So there's the options. You got a black in compact in FDE, and you have a full size in compact, or excuse me, in FDE and black. And so either way, if you're looking for a light, I'm telling you what, 400 lumens is pretty darn awesome. I'm Lenny Magill. This is the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop here in San Diego, California. If you're ever in Southern California, make a point to come to our store. I demand it, okay? Because we really have a great shop. We got all this cool stuff to look at. We've got a shooting ranges here, 3 different combat rooms for you to play and try different guns, try our custom guns, try different lights. You know, we can turn the lights off in our range and have you actually flash a target and flash off and shoot and see, you know, what it's like to really be in a darkened room to shoot, because it's very difficult to do that in most ranges because you got other people shooting next to you. These combat rooms, you come and shoot by yourself, with an instructor, of course. So he's there to help you, set up targets and run through some scenarios and to challenge you a little bit. So again, if you're in Southern California, make sure to drop by and visit. I am Lenny Magill. This is the GlockStore. We'll see you next time.